ever there was a crucial exercise to learn postpartum, it is your pelvic tilt. This pelvic tilt is going to come into play for any core strengthening exercise that you're going to do. And what it really teaches you is how to engage those deep core muscles that you need to retrain in order for them to do their job effectively. So what's going to happen is you're going to lay down on a flat surface. And from here, you'll notice that there's just naturally an arch in your back. We're looking to take that away. But instead of just lifting our bum, what we want to do is take our rib cage and tuck our rib cage down a little bit, and then take our hips and tuck them under or tilt them towards our ribs. So we're bringing our hips and our ribs closer together. And when we do that, our low back is pressed into the ground. So an arched low back would mean that I can fit my whole hand between my low back and the floor. A neutral low back would mean there's still a little bit of a gap, but I can't get my full arm through. An engaged core and a pelvic tilt, or posterior pelvic tilt, means that my low back is firmly pressed into the ground, okay? And one way you can really give yourself instant feedback is by using a resistance band, and you can anchor it to something. Obviously, I don't have something right here, but if there's a band under your low back, if I'm disengaged, I can pull that band in and out, right? I can slide it right through. When I'm engaged and I take my hips and I tuck them towards my ribs and I'm now pressing my low back down, that band is stuck there, so I'm pressing into the band. So this kind of gives a lot of instant feedback for people who kind of need to know exactly if they're doing something correctly. So the exercise is simple in itself. You're going to lay supported and you're going to find a neutral position and you're going to inhale. And you're going to exhale and pelvic tilt. Press your low back into the ground. You're not raising the hips off the ground or the glutes off the ground. You're just learning to tilt the pelvis. So if you look from the side here, I am tucking the pelvis down. I'm not doing that by rounding my shoulders forward. I'm doing it by moving through my hips and engaging my low and deep core muscles. Now, sometimes this is a little bit tricky for people, especially the rib cage. We tend to flare our rib cage as females, and when we go to tuck it, we round our shoulders forward, and that's not really what we're looking for in any kind of rehab. So what you can do is grab a pillow, a bolster, a kid's toy, and you can just put a little bit more support behind your head and your neck there, and that's going to tilt you down, making it naturally a little bit easier to take your rib cage from here to here, okay? So nothing extreme, just that minor tuck. And then from there, I am tilting my pelvis, coming back to neutral. You're just doing these little rocks, okay? And this is the very first thing that you should do in any kind of postpartum training outside of your direct breath work, learning how to rebreathe.